Grip they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Here we go now.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And some room to roam now. And he slides to avoid the hit. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Bridgewater on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Bridgewater now. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. Finding room inside the 40. And he'll cut it to the right sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Dixon. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So the offense has it 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And Nelson's got it here right side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Bridgewater now on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Takk McKinley, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. 3rd and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
This is Coleman. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
2nd down and 4. Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go now.
They will run again with Coleman. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
8 yards on the run there, and that leaves them with 3rd and just a couple.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
The Falcons averaged 34 points a game last year, tops in the NFL with that powerful offense. And they're already looking for more here as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll send Beckham in motion right. They run with Logan. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Coleman now. Oh, and that fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
They start the drive with Cook. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
2nd down following the run. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. How did he stay on his feet? And he's brought down after a good gain. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
And now a first down following that long gain. From the gun, Bridgewater. Shoving through the defense, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it second down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Bridgewater now from the 50. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop you, keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And the wideout in motion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They run again with Foreman. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On second down, Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
And they'll be in search of 11 yards here on 3rd down. And he motions the wide receiver. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. And down he goes. The pressure getting to Bridgewater. Joey Bosa in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. This one's going toward the sideline. They'll try to play keep away from Beckham. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall right on the 30-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Nifty running by Beckham. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. A really nice gain of 25 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And this belongs to the Vikings. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Let's go.
Diggs going in motion right. Bridgewater now after the fumble recovery. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. The young connection hook up there. Bridgewater to Diggs. 47 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
Second down, Bridgewater. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The Vikings on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Throwing, Bridgewater. And he comes back with one complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. J.J. Nelson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And now running right through it. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
So when you call a corner blitz, what a lot of teams call a cat blitz, you're expected to come after the quarterback, but in this case, he ran into the ball carrier. Really nice technique, because what you do is you come deep as the deepest offensive player so he can't get outside of you.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. They'll drop the throw. Dancing to his left. He finds Beckham complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Coleman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. Now back to throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
They go play action here on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Let's go. Fourth. 2, 3.
They run the counter with Cook. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
You ready? Tiger. 2, 3.
Bridgewater. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Joey Bosa. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. In motion left is Watkins. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down at the 44-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense. They affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they send a man in motion right. He'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal.
Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run it with Coleman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons have taken the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And on 2nd and 10 now. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Now Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Bridgewater. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Little razzle-dazzle by OBJ. Touchdown, Falcons. Odell Beckham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Play fake. Bridgewater. He's going to air one out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Cook. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Bridgewater now. And this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
All right, let's go ahead and just add it up here. Their last 3 drives, 2 fumbles and an interception. Somewhere, to paraphrase one of the great coaches of the NFL, they're asking on that sideline, what the heck is going on out there?
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know, the rhythm seems off. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Here's Coleman. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Back to throw. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up.
Cook stripped. The ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Second down following the run. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you give 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now, that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down and inside the 5-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, line it.
Now they send a man in motion right. On the carry, it's Logan. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And the lead is now 24. Here's Bosher to kick it away. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. To throw is Bridgewater. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Get ready. Way 90. Set.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
Fair catch called for. No gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And the wideout in motion. First down, Bridgewater. Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Let's go. Way 90. Way 90. Tiger. Tiger. Check.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Vikings on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Play action now. Bridgewater going deep for Diggs. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. From the gun, Bridgewater throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And here now come the Falcons. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And an alley. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Vikings pick up the football. There he goes right side. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past. The 30-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. This is Logan. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And he's brought down, but not before getting across midfield to the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And a good quarterback. Facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Let's go.
Now they try the right side here. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Fourth quarter, holding on to a lead. Fullback carry, 3 or 4 yards. I guess that's what you're looking for.
And it just brings back memories for me because I remember my coaches in this situation. I remember one time my head coach into his headset telling the offensive coordinator, I want the big boy carrying the ball. And that's what you have in this spot. Him covering up on the ball, taking care of it, and grinding out yardage.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the fourth.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They go play action. Bridgewater. He's going to look deep for Watkins. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Flush to his right. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Try to lay one up deep. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And an alley to run. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Decent start defensively to this series. They've got to stop them here and get this ball back.
I like the way you phrase that, partner. Decent start. But now it's got to be more about the ball. It's all about the ball, getting it away from them, because making good tackles is one thing, but the clock will run out on you. You've got to have the football back for your offense.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him. And that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And out now come the Vikings. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. What do you think? Play this safe? Just worry about getting to OT?
Yeah, don't make any risky throws. It's going to change the outcome. But if anyone slips, take the big shot.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Now a handoff looking right. And some room to work. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now they try the right side here. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. So 2nd and 10 here. Now a handoff looking right. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Now they try the right side here. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run it here with Logan. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. The Falcons on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Now a handoff looking right. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with 4th down coming up. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And his kick is good. He knocks through his 3rd field goal of the game, and this one is the one that decides it. And the Falcons are going to win the game. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Falcons, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it was a good first month, but they'll fall to 4-1 as they suffer their first loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
you.